Okay, so here's the deal. Muscle cars going electric? Some of you are probably rolling your eyes right now thinking, that's not a real muscle car without the roar of a V8. But Dodge is flipping the script with the Charger Daytona EV. It's the debut model for the new Charger lineup and replaces both the outgoing Charger sedan and the Challenger coupe. Sure, Mopar purists might call it an unholy pretender, but Dodge thinks embracing electrification is the way forward. Whether the world's ready or not, well, we're about to find out. Now, before you hardcore traditionalists tune out, let me mention this. Dodge isn't completely ditching gas power. For 2025, they're adding 4-door Charger variants and even 6-pack models with turbocharged inline-6 engines. Not quite legendary, I'll admit, but hey, it's an option. But back to the Daytona. One thing that's hard to argue with is how gorgeous it looks. The design pays homage to the iconic 1968 Charger. Picture those bold lines and that muscular stance. Even the Duke boys would give it a thumbs up. Oh, and let's not forget the performance. The dual-motor Scat Pack model delivers a combined 670 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. Pretty wild, right? What about size? The new Charger is built on Stellantis' STLA large platform, and it's big. We're talking about a 121-inch wheelbase, which is longer than the outgoing Charger and Challenger. At over 17 feet long, it's a beast. But that size comes with perks. The rear seats have 4.1 inches more legroom than the old Challenger, and there's a ton of cargo space, 23 cubic feet in the hatch, or 37 if you fold down the rear seats. And get this, there's even a front trunk. Pretty handy for a muscle car, wouldn't you say? Now, let's talk about what's under the floor. The Charger Daytona packs a 400-volt, 93.9 kilowatt-hour battery. Dodge claims it can charge from 20 to 80% in just 24 minutes with a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger. That's impressive. But the range? Well, it's a mixed bag. The Scat Pack gets 241 miles, while the RT stretches it to 308 miles. Not bad, but if you're used to a gas-powered Charger Scat Pack, which can get up to 460 miles on a tank, this might feel a little limiting. Still, it's better than the Hyundai Ioniq 5N's 221 miles. So there's that. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Performance. The Scat Pack's dual motors send up to 335 horses to each axle. Dodge says it can hit 60 miles per hour in the mid 3-second range and do the quarter mile in the high 11s. Not too shabby. Meanwhile, the RT is slightly more tame, clocking 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. Oh, and the brakes. Serious stopping power with 16.1-inch rotors and 6-piston Brembo front calipers on the Scat Pack. Nice. Now, here's where things get interesting. The Charger Daytona EV has what Dodge calls a Fratzonic Chambered Exhaust. Basically, it's a 600-watt noisemaker under the rear bumper that pumps out artificial sounds. It's loud, sure, but not everyone's going to love it. Instead of mimicking a Hemi V8, it's more of a futuristic mix of a growl and a whir. Think KITT from Knight Rider, but with more bass. You can even rev it while stationary. Some might call it gimmicky, but hey, making noise is part of the muscle car charm, right? Driving-wise, the Daytona feels big and heavy, but it handles better than you'd expect. The lower center of gravity and decent weight distribution make it surprisingly agile. In drift mode, you can even toss it sideways. Though it's trickier to recover than older nose-heavy Chargers, the ride is comfortable too. The Scat Pack's adaptive dampers keep things smooth, while the RT's passive setup is decent but a bit harsher on rough roads. Okay, let's talk interior. The Charger Daytona's cabin is modern yet simple. There's a 12.3-inch touchscreen with Dodge's user-friendly Uconnect 5 system. The digital gauge cluster is crisp, and you can upgrade to a head-up display if you're into that. The seats? Supportive and comfortable, with bold ambient lighting to set the mood. And bonus points for keeping physical buttons and knobs. No excessive touch controls here. All right, pricing. The RT starts at $61,590, while the Scat Pack will set you back $78,680. That's steep, but the 2024 models come with the $3,495 track package included. You'll get upgraded brakes, adaptive dampers, sport seats, and more. In 2025, though, that package becomes optional. Oh, and those extra power upgrades? They're included for now, but Dodge says they'll cost extra in 2025. Something to keep in mind. So is the 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona EV the muscle car of the future? Maybe. It's bold, it's fast, and it's got undeniable swagger. Sure, Mopar purists might wait for the upcoming six-pack trims or cling to their V8s. But for a new generation, this electric beast might just hit the sweet spot. What do you think? Is the world ready for an electric muscle car? Or is this a step too far? Let us know in the comments below.